and I was frequenting a very legendary club in Liverpool, sorry. I was frequenting a very legendary club called Eric's in Liverpool, and I stood out the most, and all the bands there wanted to get to know me, and I was just a child, so I was very shy. And the owner one day came into my shop and he said, if you don't get a band together, you're not going to be allowed in the club ever again. And I thought, well, I don't want to be a singer. What am I going to do? So he said, I'll put a band together for you. You've got to sing for your supper.
But it was an exciting club. It was filthy. It was disgusting. But it did have a great atmosphere. Roger Eagle just decided that I should be in a group because, I dressed up freaky. When I started to go to Eric's, which was the main club,
sure,
the people who adopted me were the American people like Cherry Vanilla, Iggy Pop, Johnny Thunders, people like that were the ones that I met. So Ian McCulloch and Julian Cope and things weren't really my peers. In fact, they tried to sabotage any start to a career I might have had because I was so flamboyant, and they were very threatened by that.
You posed a threat to their status.
Yeah, and I didn't have a clue why. Because they didn't want people to look at me. Papers. They just couldn't stand the fact I was so fucking glamorous.
The Sex Pistols came to town and I met them, and the promoter of the club, Roger Eagle, came to me and he said, you have a great time in my club. I said, yes, you get a band, you're never coming in. I went, what? He went, unless you sing, you're never coming in. I was like, I can't sing. He said, you better learn to because you look so great. Vivienne Westwood's clothes, because they changed my life in 1976. I lost the job I had to set up a clothes shop. There was a punk club in Liverpool called Eric's that Lynn and I frequented, and we were so flamboyant in our rubber and leather and stuff that the owner said, you'd never come in here again unless you form a band. And I was like, how the fuck do I form a band? Well, he formed a band for me. I did a gig, got a lot of press, and it kind of snowballed from there, and that was totally down to the magic of Vivienne Westwood clothes. In that period of the 80s, Eric's had gone, the clubs had closed, there was nowhere to really go, so people were like that on the street in the day, doing basically quite normal jobs, so they were unemployed. There was a lot of creativity musically in Liverpool. There were a lot of bands like the Teardrop Explodes and Echo and the Bunnymen who weren't, should we say, flamboyant. And then there was the other end of the scale of people who were considered dressers up or posers, and I guess I was considered one of those, although I didn't consider myself one.